YouTube? Welcome back to Games Got Bored. Today, everybody's played the classic game, cell phone game. Now it's on Xbox One and PS4 and stuff. Well, I think it's on Xbox One. But the classic game is Plants vs. Zombies. Everybody knows that game. Well, Privateer Press actually put out a game that's basically that. It's the same concept as that, except you're not plants, obviously. And that is Zombies Keep Out. Like I said, this is basically Plants vs. Zombies, the board game. Except I think you play as like goblins or something, and you're trying to keep the zombies out from getting into your little warehouse thing, and you got to try to build 3 things to win. So this game plays up to 1 to 5, and it doesn't take too long, probably about 45 minutes. It actually moves pretty fast. It's a very simple game. Like, the rules is super easy. You can get this in like, and teach this in like 6 minutes, even less. So let's set the board game up and let's go over the rules. I'll probably do it all in the same video because the rules and the setup is not really that hard. So I'll see you guys then. Welcome back, YouTube. So right now, let's open this bad boy up and see what you get inside of this box right here. So you open it up. First, you got the rules. Comes in a nice small book. It's 13 pages long, and it's pretty good. Tells you about everything you need to know. So, full color, nice color pictures. So, it's the rule book. Then you have the board itself, which is not bad, very cartoonish, but material's good, nice, thick. So that's the board. Next, you actually get about you get 3 decks of cards. This is different than the other one, so 3 deck of cards, a whole bag of tokens and goodies and everything. Well, they didn't come in bags, but nice little, there's a couple pages of punch outs to get all these out. And last, you got your zombie miniatures, which for what it is, it's good, but I mean, if you played other zombie games, probably seen them better. So yeah, so that is everything in the box. Let's go ahead and set this bad boy up. Welcome back, YouTube. So right now we are going to do the setup for Zombies Keep Out. First thing you will do is you'll grab the board and set the board in the middle of the table where everybody can reach. I have it facing like this because where we sit at, she will sit right here, I will sit right there. So the board is facing her to make it easier for her, and it's just sideways for me. Next thing you can do is you will take the zombies. So if you look at each row, that is blue, gray, red, gray, yellow. And each one has their own column right there, as you can see. So you could start putting some of the zombies on the board. So 2 blue zombies will go on 15 and 16 in the blue column. So I'll take 2 blue zombies, 1 for 15 and 1 for 16. Next, I will take 2 gray zombies, put them on 14 and 17. 14 and 17. And I'll also take 2 grays right here and put them on 12 and 19. 12 and 19. Next, I will take 2 red zombies for the red area and put them on 13 and 18. So put one there and one there. And last, 2 zombies will go in the yellow column, 2 yellow zombies on 11 and 20. So 11, 20, like so. And the rest of the zombies that I have in a pile right here will go under the bottom, setting up. So let me do that real quick and I will be right back. So I finished setting up, putting the zombies up on the board. Next, let's go ahead and put the barricades on each spot. And just for reference, the yellow spot is always referenced on the cards as the cellar. This is a window. That is the door, another window, and the balcony. So if it tells you to put something in the cellar row or cellar column, they're referring to this one in front of the yellow. So we're playing the first game, the warm-up phase. So for the door, you will put 12 of these little wooden markers on the door. Then you will put 8 on the window. And then you will put 10 on the cellar and 10 on the balcony. So, once again, that is 10 for the cellar, 8 for the window, 12 for the door, 8 for the other window, and 10 for the cellar. So, let's go ahead and put those out and be right back. Alright, so we have that set up. So that is 10, 8, 12, 8, 10. And that is the setup for the barricades that you're trying to protect. Next, you have these nice little teeth token bite mark things. These are, you can just set them anywhere next to the board so that everybody can reach. So we'll just go ahead and place them right there. So I can reach them when I sit right there. She can reach them when she sits right there. Next thing you have is a deck, one of the decks called Terrible Things. Now with these can just go next to the board. I already shuffled them, so before you set them next to the board, you will obviously shuffle them, and then you'll place them where everybody can reach. And once again, I will place them right here on the table. Next, you have the parts card. These will make up each player's hand. In a 2-player game, each one gets 5. In a 3-player game, each person gets 4. In a 4-player game, each person gets 3. And in a 5 or 6, each player will get 2 cards. So I already shuffled them, so I'll deal out 5 cards each. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. And the rest can go where everybody can reach. Once again, my spot right here in between us, since it's a 2-player game. So my 5 cards and her 5 cards. Last thing is, or the second to the last, you got these cards. These cards are the contraption cards, and they'll go above each spot that you are trying to protect. So you will shuffle up these cards, which I already did, and then you pick out 5 randomly and place them up on the top, and you will see right here is a line that the card fits perfectly in, and one will go on each one of those spaces with the lines of the card. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and once you did that, if you look right here on this card, it says start. You will take one of these tokens and place it onto the start area of each card. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we are back, and I forgot to tell you, once you pick out the 5 cards, the rest of the cards can just go back into the box because you are not going to need them for this game. And as you can see, I got the token on each start space of each card. So I got that part set, ready to play. I got that part set, ready to play. I got my zombies set up in their starting locations. I got my hand of 5 cards. Chelsea got her hand of 5 cards. I got this stuff where everybody can reach. And that is the setup of the game. So we are going to go ahead and play through a couple rounds and explain how the game works. And I will see you then. Welcome back. So now we are going to do the rules of this game. So basically, how to lose. If 3 of these spots gets destroyed, we lose the game. And that's basically the only, or if everybody, gets bit, you can get bit up the. Welcome back, YouTube. So now we are going to go over the rules of Zombies Keep Out. Let me explain how you win and lose the game first. First, one of the ways to lose, if this door ever gets overrun, that means if you run out of tokens for this door, you automatically lose. Or if the zombie destroys 3 other spaces, then you lose. Another thing, if each person that is playing the game has 2 or more bite marks, if all the players have 2 or more bite marks, you lose. The only way to win the game is to complete 3 of these contractions. Once you guys completed 3 of those, before any of the losing conditions, you win the game. So let's talk about the rules and how this game works. The game is basically broken up in 2 phases. You got the zombie phase and the player phase. The zombie phase, first thing you would do is you would draw a terrible thing card. Now, before we look at that, if you look at the board, there are a bunch of arrows in each spot. Basically, what that is the blue zombies are trying to go after the blue spot, which is the balcony. The gray zombies will go after any one of these spots. The red zombies are trying to go after the red spot, which is the door. And the yellow zombies, you guessed it, are trying to go after the yellow spot, which is the cellar. So if you look at the arrows, if a yellow zombie was here and it has to move forward, it will not move. It will not go from this space to this space. It will actually go from this space to this space because they are trying to get to the yellow spot. So the arrows tell you which way that color zombie, if they're in that location, will move. Like if a blue zombie was here and they had to move, instead of moving to 7, they will move to 6. And the only ones that go straight all the time are gray. No matter what row they're in, gray will always go straight. Now, when a zombie gets to the top row and they have to move again, that's when they will hit the take away tokens, or take away these wood tokens from where they're at. If a blue zombie attacks the blue area, he will take 2 tokens off. Once they do that, they go back to the pool. And the same thing, if a red zombie attacks the red spot, he will take away 2. If the yellow attacks the yellow spot, they'll take away 2. But if they attack a different, like if yellow attacked a red, they'll only take away 1. If a red attacked a blue, it'll only take a white 1. Gray always takes away 1, no matter what. So that is how zombies move forward, and that's which way they move. That explains the arrows on the board and when they attack. Now, let's say you end up having 4 zombies in one spot like that, and then you have to add another zombie. Well, in that case, if you ever played a game like Pandemic, this will cause basically the zombies to start pushing other zombies. So now in this case, I will look and see which one I'm going to move forward. In this case, I will probably just go ahead and move that yellow one forward, so that yellow one gets pushed forward, so 4 of them can fit on one spot. So basically, if you have more than 4, the leftovers will get pushed into the spots they're supposed to go. So if I had a blue here and I decided to push the blue will follow the arrow and get pushed right there. So that is what happens when when a space gets full of zombies. They just start pushing each other and pushing everybody forward because they just don't know how to stop walking. So that is that. And you always move the zombies first, starting from this road and going down, because you basically go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So you'll start from the lowest number and go down, and then you do the same thing for when you take care of the whole pushing thing. So if this area had 5 zombies and this area had 5 zombies, well, I'll take care of this one first, then I would take care of that one. Okay. So that is how the zombies in this game work. They don't really do much. They don't move on their own. You basically have a choice if you want them to move or not. And what I mean by that is the first thing you would do on your turn is you would draw a Terrible Things card. Everybody will do this on the start of their turn before they do their turn. And on this card, it has 3 choices that you would have to pick. So I could pick 1, add 1 runner, and I like this because everyone is color coded. So when they say runner and it's colored in gray, that means the gray zombies. Leapers are the blue zombies, creepers are the yellows, and brutes are the red. So it's pretty neat, so you actually know what zombie they're talking about. So I gotta pick one of these. I can either add 1 runner, 1 leaper, 1 creeper, and 1 brute to the board. When it says the board, that basically means anywhere I want to put them. I could put them here on the bottom rows. I could put them in the middle. Anywhere I want to put them, as long as they're on the board. Next, you have move the progress token. Move the progress tokens on all blueprints back to start. That would basically mean if I had, let's say we had this one here, I would have to move. And this one, we'll say we had that one there. Basically what that one means, I will have to move all these back to start. And trust me, that can be a pain in the butt. So that's really not a good choice, I don't think. And next is remove 4 barricades from one location. Well, like I said, you have 12 on the red, 10 on the barricades, and 8 on the windows. So you could kind of afford taking 4 off of one of them because you can always repair. Now, you would actually pick this decide which one you're going to get to yourself. You won't tell anybody what you're getting. You always just pick it, not tell anybody, and then put it face down in like a discard pile. So let's say I pick remove 4 barricades from one location. So I'll put this face down, and I would just go ahead and take away 4 from the door because it has the most, like so. And basically you don't talk to anybody about what you're picking because, like in the rules say, this is a zombie apocalypse. You got no time for dispute and everything like that. The place is getting overrun by zombies. That is the last on your list. So what you pick is what happens. Next, and so that was one of the cards. Let's say you picked, say you had this one. Add one runner to each window column. Now when it says window column, that means I have to add a runner anywhere in the window column. So either this one and this one, because it says each of them. So I have to add one here and one here. Anywhere. I could put them down at the bottom. I could put them right there. It doesn't matter as long as they are in the column of the windows. Next, all runners shamble. And what shamble means is move. So that basically means all runners move forward 1 space. So that's all the gray ones. So with that, I'll just move all the gray guys forward 1. Usually when it says shamble, that's what that means. Some might say all brute shamble, which are the reds, and so on. Or all zombies of the type of your choice shamble. So what that means is I could pick any color I want on the board and all those zombies will move forward. So if I say yellow, all the yellow zombies will move forward. So that is usually what the cards would say. They'll give you choices like that, whereas a certain zombie shamble, or add zombies to this location, or add zombies to the board, and so on and so forth. So that is the first thing everybody will do on their turn. And once they've done that, now that is basically the zombie's turn is over. That's it for the zombie turn. So now the player gets to choose what they want to do. And players have hands made up of these cards. And if you see, the top of the card says Tinker, then that says Defend and Repair. And those are actually 3 choices. You can choose one of these 3 choices right here to do. So if I tinker, I will discard 1 card that I want to use to tinker. So let's say I would use, can't really tinker with that one. Let's say I'm going to tinker with that. What that means is I would discard this card. So I'll just put it in a discard pile. And I can move one of these things up 1. But they have to match that picture. So if you look right there, that one, the second one, right here, does not match. If you look at this one, that doesn't match, that doesn't match, and that doesn't match. The only one that matches is this one here. So I could take this and move it forward 1 space. And that gives me closer to completing that. So that is the tinker action. So you'll just discard the card, and you have to discard a matching card that matches the next symbol. So to move that there, I had to discard a card with that matching symbol. Next you have right here where it says defend. Now what defends mean is it shows two different kind of zombies. So it says red zombie or gray zombie. So I could pick any location on the board and kill. Well, when you defend, you can discard as many cards. So I can discard 2 cards and kill 2 red zombies, or 2 gray zombies, or 1 red and 1 gray. And that can only be from one location. So let's say I had a gray and a red zombie there, and I discarded these 2 cards. I can take out both of these zombies, just like that. And like I said, you can discard as many cards you want, but you can only use them at one location. Next thing you can do is repair. Repair is another one where you can discard as many cards as you want, but this only repairs one board. This card repairs no board, so this card will be useless for repair. But remember how I took away 4 those tokens from that? Well, I could discard these 3 cards to put 3 back on there. So if I I'll discard these cards and repair, put 3 of them back onto that location. You can never put more than what the location started with. So I can never put more than 12 in that spot. So that is the repair action you can do. Next action you can do is the only way to get cards in this game. Only way to get cards, like what you have in your hand is what you have in your hand until you take the scrounge action. When you take the scrounge action, you will draw 2 part cards and you would add them to your hand. And that is the only way you can get cards. Even if I used half of my cards, let's say I used all these cards to repair something, well, I will only have 1 card until I use the scrounge action. If I never use the scrounge action, then I'm stuck with 1 card for the rest of the game. So that is the only way you can get cards in this game, is by using the scrounge action. And you will always draw 2 cards. Last thing you can do on your turn, and you can only do this if you have one of these things completed, is called press the button. So if you had this card completed, you will flip it over, and now you have a press a button action. So what this one lets you do is choose a space within 2 spaces of this location, destroy 1 zombie in that space, draw a parts card. So if we can have this contraction completed and I push the button on my action, I can kill a zombie here, here, or here, and here, because that is 2 spaces from the location. So if there's a zombie here, I could take it, kill it. If there's a zombie there, I could kill it, there, kill, there, I would kill. And each one will be different. Now let's say on your turn you played the last cards you played the last Tinker card that you would need to complete this. Well, for completing it, each card has a completion bonus. This one you get to draw 3 parts card as supplies and press this button twice. So basically, once a person completes this, they will draw 3 parts card. This doesn't count as part of your action. 3 parts card, and you get to activate this ability not once but twice. And then your turn will be over after you do that. But that is only the person who completes the card that gets the completion bonus. Even if you completed more than half of this, and then the other player completed it, they get the completion bonus. Whoever can put the last thing in to complete this card gets the bonus. And that is pretty much the game. That is how you play. That is the rules of the game. So let's go ahead and play like a round or two and see what happens. So make sure we got 5 cards. Usually you'll keep these cards secret. Oh, and one more thing I forgot. The bite tokens. Basically, some terrible thing. Let's see if I can find one. Nope. Right here. So if you look at the bottom of this, it says take 1 bite token. Basically what that means is you'll discard this card and you'll just pick one of these up and put it in front of you to show that you have been bitten once. Now in the rules, I'm not a big fan of these kind of rules, but if you look in the rules, it tells you what each, like if you have 1 bite mark, you can no longer trade cards with other players and must slur your speech when talking. 2 bite tokens, you can no longer perform tinker actions and must grumble your words, and so on. Each one is different as you get more. Once you get 4, you are a full zombie, and instead of performing an action each turn, draw a second card from the terrible things. Additionally, you must moan like a zombie. You are not grunting or grumbling. So that is what each bite marker does. And that did bring up one thing I forgot. You can trade in this game, but it can only be a trade. So Chelsea can trade me this card for one of my cards if, let's say, she can complete one of those things on her turn. And we can do that unless you have a bite mark. Another thing I almost forgot is terrible things again. Let's say there's no freebies in this game, so let's say you cannot perform this. Performing this is impossible. I mean, it's usually not, because every monster can always shamble, but let's say it is for some reason. What that means is you don't just say, oh, I'm choosing this one, I get a freebie. No. If you cannot perform this terrible thing, you cannot play it. You will have to pick from the other 2. If you can't perform if you can't perform 2 of them, then you have to perform the last one. You will always be able to perform at least one of these things. So that is all that. So let's go ahead and play a round or 2. Like I said, you will keep these cards secret before filming's sake. I will not. So I will go first. These are my cards and these are Chelsea's cards. First thing I would do on my turn is draw a terrible things card. So I would look at it. She wouldn't be seeing this, and I have to pick one of these. So I can add 2 leapers to the board. All runners and leapers shamble. Move the progress token back on 1 blueprint back 2 spaces. This is a good example. I cannot say, oh, I'm going to do this one, because we are not even up on any of them. So I wouldn't be able to perform that task. So that one's out. So I only have 2 choices on this card. I can either add 2 leapers to the board, or all runners and leapers shamble. I will go ahead and add, I'm going to do the first one. So I am going to add 2 blue zombies to the board. And since it says to the board, I can put them anywhere I please. So I'll put that face down in that discard pile. And I'll put this one right here, since he's going to try to go there anyway. If he gets to the yellow, he's not going to do anything. And I'll put this one, I could put him in the same location as long as they're 2. But I don't want to take the risk of any of them getting pushed. So I'll put it there. And now I can perform my actions. I look up here. I need the shifter or the green card, gears, more gears, and the gas tank. I'm going to go ahead and tinker. So I'm going to discard this card. And I get to move this one up one space. And that is my turn. Now Chelsea will go. She will draw Terrible Things card. She will look at hers, pick one. I'll add 2 runners to the board. Add 1 leaper to the board. All zombies in the balcony column. She's going to go ahead and add 1 blue one to the board. She's going to go ahead and put it right here in the red spot. Next, see, she can advance that to the second spot, get closer to doing it. That one still needs 2. She's going to go ahead and she's going to start another one so we're not falling behind. She's going to tinker, so she's going to discard this card. And she is going to move this one up 1. And that is her turn. My turn again. Like I said, the turns in this game go by really, really fast. So, I draw a Terrible Things card. What am I going to add to? Again, too many leapers. So it's either, I can either add 2 leapers, 2 creepers, or 2 brutes. I'll go ahead and add 2 creepers. One here, and this one here. Alright, let's see what I got in my hand. I can move that one up 1. I can move that one up another 1. None of them, no zombies are getting close. I really start worrying once they get in this second row there. Right now I'm not too worried. So I'm going to go ahead and advance. I'm going to discard and tinker with this card to advance this one up 1. Alright, that is my turn. So I'm down to 3 cards. And pretty soon I'm going to need to scrounge. Chelsea draws a Terrible Thing. All leapers and creepers shamble. Okay, it's not gone. Discard 3 cards. She has 4. She's going to do that. And she is going to discard these 3. Put them in the discard pile. And for this turn, she is going to go ahead and scrounge. So she is going to draw 2 cards. And next is my turn. So that is, and the game will just keep playing like that until we complete 3 of those contraptions, or they destroy their door, or they destroy 3 other spaces, or every person has 2 or more bite marks. And that is the zombies keep out. Next thing we'll do is the full playthrough of the game, so you can see us play the full game non-stop, just from beginning to end. That's why I went ahead and explained the rules. That's why I explained the rules before we play the game, so when we play the game you can know why we are doing certain things, and when you watch the gameplay it's not confusing because you know what's going on. And that's why I always play a sample round. So that is Zombies Keep Out, and I hope to see you guys then. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I very appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next show.